Hey now.
Oh yeah, look at my life. Hey now, hey now, yeah. Oh yeah, look at my life out here on the road. Oh yeah, look at my life. Hey now, yeah. Oh yeah, look at my life out here on the road.
Hey friends, welcome to a very special edition of Scott Fox After 9. As I record, it is Sunday night. This is the weekend where the U.S. and Israel have begun combat operations against the Iranian government and Iranian military infrastructure. It's been a lot to take in. A lot of people woke up Saturday morning to the news that the U.S. had invaded Iran. Well, there's more to it, and I know there's a lot of people getting ready to head into the week. There's likely going to be conversations about it. I think you should know all the information there is to know before you head into this week so that you can understand what's happening on the ground and why. So I'm going to give you a very concise package on everything you need to know about what's happening with Iran right now. Let's go back to Saturday morning. Here is U.S. President Donald Trump.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries.
Okay, that was a little bit of President Trump's announcement on Saturday morning that military operations had begun. Now I think you should hear how the Canadian government responded. I want to play for you Prime Minister Mark Carney. He is over in India right now. These were the Prime Minister's remarks on behalf of the Government of Canada.
So I'm going to go through some remarks. I'm going to give a bit of context to how we see the world and what it means for Canada, what it means for Canada-India. But there have been obviously developments today, and I would like to make a few comments on those developments, and I will do so in both of Canada's official languages, beginning in French. So bear with me for a moment, please. En ce qui concerne, so to translate, Canada's position on the developments in the Middle East remains clear. The Islamic Republic of Iran is the principal source of instability and terror throughout the Middle East. It has one of the world's worst human rights records and must never be allowed to obtain or develop nuclear weapons. Canada and our international partners have called consistently upon the Iranian regime to end its nuclear program, including at the G7 summit in Kananaskis and with the United Nations reimposition of sanctions this past September. We've sanctioned over 250 Iranian entities. We've listed the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist entity. And despite numerous diplomatic efforts, Iran has neither fully dismantled its nuclear program, halted all enrichment activities, nor ended its support for regional terrorist proxy groups. Canada stands with the Iranian people in their long and courageous struggle against this oppressive regime, and we reaffirm Israel's right to defend itself. Canada supports the United States acting to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon and to prevent its regime from further threatening international peace and security. And the Canadian government urges the protection of all civilians in this conflict going forward.
Okay, those were the words from Prime Minister Mark Carney. So you know I have not edited any of the Prime Minister's remarks other than to take out the French portion. That's where the Canadian government stands on the U.S. and Israeli operation against the Iranian regime. Now I want to play for you the announcement that has resonated around the world almost instantly. This is a live report from CBS News on Saturday.
Breaking news from the Middle East. There are reports as we come on the air that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been killed in today's joint attack by the U.S. and Israel. This according to a senior Israeli official and a major Israeli broadcaster reporting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been shown a photo of Khamenei's body. Khamenei has been the leader of Iran since 1989. This would be big news if in fact true. He's the longest serving autocrat in the Middle East. The 86-year-old previously served as Iran's president, and he has controlled Iran's foreign and military policy, including its nuclear program.
That is the report, and as it turns out, that report has been confirmed by Iranian officials. The supreme leader is dead. Here is the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer.
Yesterday, I spoke to you about the situation in the Gulf and explained that the United Kingdom was not involved in the strikes on Iran. That remains the case. Over the last 2 days, Iran has launched sustained attacks across the region at countries who did not attack them. They've hit airports and hotels where British citizens are staying. This is clearly a dangerous situation. We have at least 200,000 British citizens in the region, residents, families on holiday, and those in transit. I ask all our people in the region to please register your presence and follow Foreign Office travel advice. I know this is a deeply worrying time, and we will continue to do all we can to support you. Our armed forces, who are located across the region, are also being put at risk by Iran's actions. Yesterday, Iran hit a military base in Bahrain, narrowly missing British personnel. The death of the supreme leader will not stop Iran from launching these strikes. Their approach is becoming even more reckless and more dangerous to civilians. Our decision that the UK would not be involved with the strikes on Iran was deliberate, not least because we believe that the best way forward for the region and for the world is a negotiated settlement, one in which Iran agrees to give up any aspirations to develop a nuclear weapon. But Iran is striking British interests nonetheless and putting British people at huge risk, along with our allies across the region. That is the situation we face today. Our partners in the Gulf have asked us to do more to defend them, and it is my duty to protect British lives. We have British jets in the air as part of coordinated defensive operations, which have already successfully intercepted Iranian strikes. But the only way to stop the threat is to destroy the missiles at source, in their storage depots, or the launchers which are used to fire the missiles. The United States has requested permission to use British bases for that specific and limited defensive purpose. We have taken the decision to accept this request.
That is the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Now I want to bring you the latest from U.S. President Donald Trump, who provided an update earlier today.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity. They're calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself. Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now again the richest, most powerful nation in the world by far. But the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do. But it's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle with our enemies. And they do battle better than anybody. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons that would allow them to extort the world to their evil will. Not going to let it happen. We're not happening to us, and we're not going to let it happen to others. The United States has the strongest military the world has ever seen. I rebuilt our military in my first term. There's never been a military like we possess. And frankly, there's nobody even close, but we are now using that military for good. We want to have it for good purpose. We're undertaking this massive operation not merely to ensure security for our own time and place, but for our children and their children, just as our ancestors have done for us many, many years ago. This is the duty and the burden of a free people. These actions are right and they are necessary to ensure that Americans will never have to face a radical, bloodthirsty terrorist regime armed with nuclear weapons and lots of threats. For almost 50 years, these wicked extremists have been attacking the United States while chanting the slogan, "Death to America," or "Death to Israel," or both. They are the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. We are the world's greatest and most powerful nation, so we can do something about what they do. These intolerable threats will not continue any longer. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, and police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you, and I fulfilled that promise. The rest will be up to you, but we'll be there to help. Thank you. God bless you to our incredible warriors, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Okay, those are the most recent remarks from President Donald Trump. Friends, I wanted you to have that context and hear from the major players in their own words. I'll be talking about this all throughout the week. I'm working on some special guests that can offer more clarity and context to the situation. I'll be honest, I'm not an expert in the geopolitics of the Middle East, and nor do I fully understand the history. So let's learn about this together. But either way, I wanted you to hear from the leaders in their own words, and I wanted to aggregate it into one convenient spot so you can be up to date. Before I wrap up this very quick edition of Scott Fox After 9, I want to read you one story from the Canadian press. The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police is warning Canadians to be vigilant during the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The group says experience shows that periods of geopolitical tensions can sometimes inspire extremist networks, those motivated by hate or proxy-related actors, to exploit such situations. It says there is no specific threat known to Canadians at this time, but awareness and early reporting are essential components of prevention. Meantime, travel advisories have been issued urging Canadians to avoid heading to a large area in the Middle East. Friends, if you see something, say something. And be right back here tomorrow for another edition of Scott Fox After 9 as I continue to break down this and all of the other big issues affecting Canada.